And welcome to the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta, where the fun is about to begin. The costume contest is about to take place behind us. Later there will be cabaret, and we'll have stars for you this evening, plus the new BBC film production, Day of the Triffids. So tonight it's Trekkies Meet Triffids, as it was advertised. And we'd be delighted to have you come down and join us until 2 tonight, or from 11 to 8 till tomorrow. And that is at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta, where DixieTrek is taking place. This is the 7th annual DixieTrek. Some of the folks we'll be talking to tonight: Mark Leonard and Walter Koenig and Robin Curtis from Star Trek. In just a moment, you'll meet Anthony Daniels from Star Wars. Janet Fielding, Mark Strickson from Doctor Who will be along later, along with Michael Keating from Blake's 7, a new series premiering tomorrow night at 11 on Channel 8, on Georgia Public Television. That takes care of the other 8 stations while we're here. There's other excitement going on here. There's a dealer room where merchandise can be purchased, and all sorts of souvenirs and fancy things and things to trade can be had by the fans. And this is a big part of these science fiction conventions. There's comic book dealers here. There are a lot of publishers and writers as well. And I think a good time is being had by all. There's a video and film room. There are episodes of Star Trek. It's even rumored Doctor Who will be shown, maybe, maybe not, and other things. So come on down and join us. And in the meantime, let me introduce you to one of the first of our stars for the evening. I would like for you to meet Tony Daniels. Most of you probably will not recognize Tony at this point, because this is not your usual color, is it?
No, blue is my favorite color, but the one I make money out of is gold, because I play C-3PO in all the Star Wars movies and all the spin-offs of breakfast cereal commercials, the Disneyland ride, anything you care to mention. But I'm very glad that you're making mistakes on your lines. At least I have the excuse of jet lag, because I just flew in from England. But it is very difficult sometimes coming out with the right words, isn't it?
It is, and this is not what I do for a living, so...
Is that right?
Here I am, and this is not an apology.
No, I don't do this for a living, and I kind of wish I did, except it takes a lot of energy, you know, almost as much as making the movies. But people are here because of the movies we make. You can hear the kind of enthusiasm that goes on. And what I'm doing here is today, you know, I talk for a couple of hours, and tomorrow I'll be talking for an hour at 11 o'clock and making the audience do silly things and telling them about my life in art, which takes about 5 minutes, and then I show them clips from the movies, and, you know, we have a good time.
Talk to us a little bit about working with George Lucas.
Well, I only took the job. I didn't want it at all. How dare they ask me, an actor, to be a robot? But I walked in the room, met George, liked him immensely, and that was 10 years ago. And, you know, George is the strong, silent type. His main word is, sure. That is his one piece of direction. You know, George, can I do this? Sure. George, can I? The only time he says no is when you ask for more money. But I'll be working with him tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm flying over to Los Angeles for the 10th anniversary. It's 10 years, folks. In a big convention there where 3PO is going to be appearing and so on, to celebrate what has become a piece of, well, American history and world history, too.
Well, that's great to hear. You also do the voice of C-3PO.
Yes, I do. I think it sounds funny because it comes out of a gold suit. But 3PO is pretty much my voice. He just talks a little more precisely than I do. I tend to be very sloppy and I slouch, but 3PO is very upright and, you know, does all that.
How much of your personality is in C-3PO?
Tell me what you think of 3PO first, and I'll tell you.
Well, I love him, but he's pompous.
Oh. That's a tricky one. He is terribly pompous. He has no sense of humor, okay? Everything's personal. If it rains, it's a personal grievance for him. It was all, you know, just to spite him. I share a little of that, but maybe I'd be honest and say he's a really gross exaggeration of me. So I'll be that honest with you. I hope I have a sense of humor, though. Oh, they know I'm here.
Yes. What is about to happen back there is the costume judging.
It'll be wonderful. Some of the costumes you see are worthy of being in movies. They're so good and done entirely by amateurs, just out of the love of it, you know.
These fans are extremely dedicated.
They really are. And one thing, you know, I've always been worried when I hear stories about actors refusing to give autographs or meet the public or whatever. These people have paid my salary for 10 years, and I'm terribly grateful, and I hope they go on doing it. So I owe them a little personal appearance now and again.
That's a great way to wrap it up. We appreciate it very much, Tony.
Am I out of work now?
You're out of work.
Okay.
You're out of work. You're an English
George.
actor, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll be back in just a moment, and we'll meet with Michael Keating at that point. In the meantime, let's take a minute out, take a quick look at what Blake 7 will be about.
They erased areas of your mind. They implanted new ideas. They literally took your mind to pieces and rebuilt it. And when they'd finished, they put you up and you confessed. You said you'd been misguided. You appealed to everyone to support the administration and hound out the traitors. Oh, they did a good job on you. You were very convincing. And then they took you back and erased even that.
What happened to the others?
In their benevolence, the Federation allowed them to emigrate to the outer worlds. Like your family, they were executed on arrival.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because we're preparing to move again.
Sunday night at 11 o'clock, only here on Georgia Public Television.
This one here. Yes, I think that's me. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't tell.
This is Michael Keating. Michael Keating plays Vila.
That's right.
In Blake 7.
That is correct. And, well, all I have to say is it's absolutely wonderful to know that it's going to start here in Atlanta and in Georgia, I believe, tomorrow at 11 p.m. Hip Emma, as they used to say in the RAF. I think... incidentally, I must say I'm slightly sort of disguised here. I have a moustache because I'm doing a play at the moment, but in the theatre. But I think that your fans will enjoy it very much. I've found that people that have seen it in America and in Britain, it's changed their lives. That's what they said to me anyway.
A British television show changes their lives.
Indeed, they get to love us very much, because I tell you why, because we all got on very well together as a team, and I think that shows. And I think when we attend conventions and that, people realize that, and we're all one big family, and it's a great time.
What is the storyline of Blake 7?
Well, basically, you could say it's a sort of Robin Hood in space, but even better. It's a group of renegades. I happen to play, there's a lot of noise at the back here, I happen to play, well, he's regarded as a coward, although I think he's just very sensible, because he's a survivor. But he's also a bit of a thief. But he has joined Blake because he wants to survive. He's fighting this terrible federation, which is a bit like, I don't know, the Nazi party in galactic space. And we're sort of renegades, the resistance. And for different reasons, various reasons, we join Blake and decide to fight back. My own character decides to fight back because he knows that if he stays on Earth, he'll be probably executed. So he stays with Blake. It's a fascinating series, and I think people will stay with it. And
Blake is played by Paul Darrow?
No, Blake is played by Gareth Thomas, a lovely Welsh actor. Paul Darrow plays a character called Avon, who is a sort of slightly the man you love to hate, dare I say it. I'm probably the man you love to love, and he's the man you love to hate. So you've got the two sides, and actually we get on very well as actors and as people. And of course, in the series, we don't like each other too much, but I don't want to give too much away.
You have a little bit of a bet with Paul Darrow, I understand. What is that? And you're going to do some fancy traveling tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. You see, I am trying to collect states. You see, he and I have both been to a number of conventions, but Georgia is now my 18th state, and I hope to go to Alabama, and I hope to go to South Carolina and North Carolina while I'm over here on this trip, so that I can sort of beat him on the number of states that we've both done. It's just one of those pathetic things that men of my age and his age, he's much older than I am, like to do.
Well, Michael Keating, we appreciate it. We're looking forward to Blake 7. It's one of those things the fans have asked for, so we're glad to finally be able to bring it to you.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us. The noise in the background is, I think, the costume competition has started. So as we get ready to go to Day of the Triffids, the new BBC production, let's take a look at just a couple of the contenders in the costume contest. And we'll be back about 9 o'clock with some more guests for you. Stay tuned.
Our second contestant is Terry Brand. His character's name is, I think it's Duke. Duke. He's in the Army. Okay. All right.
A special thanks to British Caledonian Airways, the businessman's airline that never forgets you have a choice.
To a well-known android specialist. Now his best guard has...
Judging is taking place with the science fiction fans of Doctor Who, Star Trek, and Blake 7, and all of the others have brought the efforts to come down here and represent their favorite heroes, heroines, monsters, what have you. And a good time is being had down here by the folks. And you can join us. We'll be down here until about 2 a.m. in the morning, and you're invited to join us. And you can join us tomorrow from 11 to 8.
Me, Turlough.
I'm simply relating what I think.
Turning an argument around is something you're very good at.
Listen to yourself. You're so concrete in the way you think. Why can't you just agree to differ?
I think you're dangerous.
I think we should try and be friends.
I'm going to tell the doctor about the roundel.
Do so, but you'd only make a fool of yourself. I travel in the TARDIS too now. I have no desire to kill myself. I had no reason to open that roundel.
Janet Fielding is Tegan, and Mark Strickson is Turlough, and they are here standing beside us. And hi, how are you tonight?
Very well, thank you very much. Yes, didn't we look young in that take, yes.
How long ago was that?
It was about 3 years ago.
And do you remember it well?
Yes, my toothbrush dropped out of the... I'd lost a toothbrush about 2 months previously, and during the first take, I had my jacket over my shoulder, and my toothbrush dropped out, much to the hilarity of the camera crew. But yes, I remember it very well, yes. A touching moment.
And you were Tegan, and you played with both Peter and...
Tom Baker and Peter Davison, that's right, yes. Yes, I did. In fact, I worked with all the doctors except William Hartnell.
And you?
I worked with them all because of the 5 Doctors special that we did. I've never worked with any of them outside. I don't think I have outside of Doctor Who. But, you've worked with Pat Troughton, haven't you, outside Doctor Who?
Yes, I worked with him. As soon as I left Doctor Who, I did a show called Minder, and Pat was doing that particular story that I was on.
Did you tell us the story you told earlier about the haircut?
Well, we were in Chicago doing a convention, and Pat's quite an eccentric man, and he suddenly decided that he wanted a haircut. And so he phoned up and he said, "Fielding, you look like the sort of girl who could cut hair. Come down and cut my hair." I said, "Pat, you must be out of your mind," because we'd all been up partying the night before, so I had the shakes. And he came out looking like an English sheepdog.
You're not English?
No, I'm Australian. I'm Australian, yes. I've been in England for 10 years nearly, but I'm Australian originally. And I play an Australian in Doctor Who.
And you are?
I'm English, yes, indeed I am, yes, and through and through. I had the honour of going to the same school as Shakespeare. Shakespeare and I went to the same school. He's doing rather better than me at the moment, I think. I've got something to live up to anyway, haven't I?
Tell us a little bit about what's in the future for you.
As any actor, you don't know what's in the future. You just hope. Acting's about.
Let me rephrase that question. We had a long discussion earlier, and what have you done recently?
Yeah, what's in the future for you in America is that I'm in. We do a lot of British television that you never see, but I did a film of A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott, which I played the young Scrooge, which you've had over here. And also, I've just done David Copperfield for the BBC, playing a drunk called Markham, which is in 2 episodes of that. So that'll be on in your masterpiece theatres quite soon. So that's what I'm on television in America for you to watch.
We'll look forward to that. What have you done recently?
Well, I've done a number of tellies after I left Who, and unfortunately, I don't think any of them will come over here because they're so English. One is about soccer, called Murphy's Mob. I did a series of that. Football, yes. Well, English football. I did Minder, which is all Cockney rhyming slang, is about sort of London lowlife. And I did Hold the Back Page, which is about sports writer in England. But unfortunately, soccer and cricket and things like that don't mean tiddly push in this country.
We have cabaret coming up later in which you'll participate. What will you do?
Yes. That's why the nerves aren't so good at the moment. I'm going to... Pat Troughton, when he was the Doctor, had a little instrument called a recorder. I'm about to disappear off camera unless you follow me. I'm about to go and get a recorder, which is to my left. Talk, Janet.
Well, I'm going to sort of croak my way through a song.
Croak your way through a song?
Croak my way through a song.
All right. You're on.
Yeah, that's what a recorder looks like, OK?
Oh, it doesn't have tape in it.
No. And Pat actually couldn't play the recorder, and he used to sort of blow down and never play it. And so I thought I do play it, and I thought I'd show the American fans what it sounds like and sing a folk song. Then I'm accompanying Janet doing a song.
Which they can do none of for you at this point because of certain restrictions placed on them by their union. Uh-oh. We're in a lot of trouble. Last year in the cabaret, John Nathan Turner did a lovely ballad about you.
I'm in Love, it's called, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Wasn't it called I'm in Love? I'm in love with myself and oh God, I'm divine.
Okay, yes.
He always attributes that song to me. But in fact, I mean, it's an old review number. But John and I, the